The following video will explain how to update the Elwyn Foundation Revenue and Expense Workbook. We start in Division. We're in the Elwyn Foundation Company on the Accounting tab. Go to General Ledger. Under General Ledger, go to Analysis and Reporting. Go to General Ledger Views. This will open the form up, and it'll show you the last one you were in. The view that you should be looking at is GL space F space C space P, which is General Ledger, Fund, Cost Center, and Program. If that's not there, you can use the list to come and pick it up. Say OK. It's already preset with all of the information that's required. The next step is to go down to GL View, and we want to rebuild the view. This will do is if there have been any GL accounts or funds or cost centers or programs that had money charged to it that had never had it charged to before, it will include it in this report. This probably only needs to be run when something new has happened, usually a new cost center or a new program. Okay, once that's run, we're set, and we can come down and view the entries. As we view the entries, we see that the view has stayed the same. The transaction type should be actual. It'll end up putting today's date in. And if we come down here, this button will put the fiscal year in. So it's 7/1/14 through 6/30/15. If you want that to be a different end date, if you wanted to see the end of January or the end of a given month, you can change the 6/30. I'm going to leave it as it is right now. This now lists all of the transactions. These are all of the, it's showing that we had a beginning balance of 0 because we are not excluding the closing entries. So the beginning balance on all these is zeros. It'll show the debits, the credits, and the balance at date. So that'll be the balance really as of today, the transactions that have been entered as of today. So once we have this done, I'm going to highlight the corner here and Control-C or copy it. Then we're going to open up the Elwyn Foundation Revenue and Expense Report template. We'll come down here. There are 3 tabs. One is the report itself, the other is the data source that the report uses, and the third tab is the record check, just to make sure that the data source has the same number of rows as we have in the view today. So I'm just going to click in A1, right click on it, and paste it. Then I'm going to do go to the bottom, and I can see that it is line 513. That's the last line. I'm going to come over to the data source and do the same thing. Go down to the bottom, and I can see there are 513 lines here. So it is the same information. There are the same number of lines. I don't have to make any changes. I would, however, have to insert, if there were 514 lines, I'd have to insert a line, and I couldn't put it at the end. I would have to put it somewhere in the middle here just to insert a blank line. That way when I paste it, it will be included in the pivot table that is on the report. So now that I have copied that, I'm going to go back to cell A1 and paste it. The information is now pasted. I now have to come over to the report. I have to click here in the body of it, so in the actual pivot table section, and I right click on that, click on refresh, and all of the values will now be updated with the values that are from the data source table. Within here I did set a value filter saying I want to see everything that is less than 9,000 to exclude those accounts. If you want to include them, you'd be able to go into the same place and just delete that filter. And that's it. You now have your report. Thank you very much.